Well, here we go.
All right, folks, how you doing? This is the final November live edition of the Ravens Flock.
Yay!
How you doing?
You may have failed not November, but you'll never fail us.
No,
Because we already think of you as a huge failure. We love you that way.
It's true.
It's
damn true.
But it's okay. That's how that's the road to success. You fail first, and then you work back up to succeed.
Indeed. As we say, thank you once more for joining your favorite band of nerds who is here to talk to you about the things that you may or may not know from the land of pop culture. I sincerely hope all of you had a fantastic Thanksgiving and an equally wonderful Black Friday filled with violence of the psychological and physical kind.
Well, that's why there's online shopping deals, right?
Yeah, but that's not funny. If there's no blood on the dance floor, then are you really going to tango?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Well, that's why you motherfuckers don't dance.
All right, folks, before we get into it, I'm Jose Casabona, your host. Joining me on my left is host of Los Amigos Play, Mr. Angel Mendez.
Hello, hello.
Yes, indeed. And joining me on my right is the host of the Black Files podcast and also the man that puts in the man hours behind the awesome production quality of the Ravens Flock channel, Mr. Juan Arouse.
Evening, folks, and I want to thank you all for tuning in to our programming here. And as per usual, we invite you to please share this this live stream, which is both on youtube.com/theravensflock and twitch.tv/theravensflock online. And we invite you to please share this on all your social media platforms. We invite you to watch this with your friends, to share with them. And of course, if you haven't subscribed to us and this is your first time watching, this is the Ravens Flock. We cover geek news, we cover conventions, we discuss social topics relevant to the geek community, and we invite you to please hit the notification bell and the follow and subscribe button, which is down here. Don't worry, we're not pointing at your crotch anymore, Angel. Yes, we're pointing at your foot.
Yes.
Give it a lick. It tastes just like fila.
And if you want to chime in, go ahead and drop your questions or leave your comments on the stream. We'll answer it while we are live. Now, kind of feels like November just whizzed by really fast, didn't it?
Yeah, like at the beginning of the month we had psychotic elections going on, and we're ending the month. The election's over, except for one idiot who doesn't know how to quit when he's behind.
Nobody can quit when they're behind. Now they have underdog complex. They'll never stop.
Jesus Christ.
So yes, it seems like November started, the stress of the elections hit, then we blinked and it was suddenly November 17th.
I know,
Yep.
right?
Just like, oh, okay, fine, it's over, finally.
Yep.
Like the month of November came by so fast, and it's amazing. But you know what, folks? Despite how quickly time flies by, it has no effect on the Ravens Flock because we are timeless individuals when it comes to keeping up with current events.
Exactly.
Especially when you consider the shit that we do to try to draw people to our channel.
Do not assume our time. I will open a freaking thread on you, and I will comment you, and I will block you, and I will
No, you.
all over my Facebook.
Striking while the iron is frozen solid. That's the
You realize you cut me off when I was about to tell everyone what I did for us on Thanksgiving.
Whoops.
Oh, okay.
Sorry
Oh,
about that.
yeah, you jackass. And you know what? If you're actually a member of it, you could probably see the replay of it.
Yes.
On Thanksgiving evening, after everyone had finished eating over at our place and we had all succumbed to our turkey coma, I had the unenviable task of figuring out how to Tetris away all the leftovers. While I was doing that, I was also watching our good friend Andy Signor, the Lord and ruler of the Popcorn Planet channel. He had a big live stream. He invited folks over as a post-Thanksgiving, hey, let's all just bullshit around. I just came on to say hi, happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and to talk to folks for half a minute. The conversation had somehow devolved in the time that I was waiting to get on the queue to daring people who were coming in to show up without their shirt on. I don't know how it came up with that, but literally one of the first voices I got was Louis Lecca from Nerd Report, all the way over in Los Angeles, over the way over in California. He's saying like, "Hey Juan, you're putting away clothing? Why don't you go ahead and put it away with your shirt off?" Okay. Like what? Like for the record, you could only see me from the barrel of my chest up.
See, this is the reason why the shoulder healed itself. When you casted away all shame, your physical pain became insignificant by
It is.
comparison.
It's already insignificant by comparison.
See,
It
because
was
he has
li-
no shame anymore.
It was literally just shooting the breeze of like, hey, everyone was just like, oh, well, thank you guys for watching, and that like Andy was like, okay, you know what, fuck it, you guys definitely need to go watch the Ravens flock for that. If this like, they even asked like, I hope to God this is the kind of crap you guys do on your own channel just to get views.
Well,
Wait,
Gentlemen?
he said that or we said
Yo,
that?
Andy asked like they was saying that I hope to God that's not what you guys do on your channel just to
not
get
yet.
views.
But
No.
Let me tell
Joseph?
you what, Andy.
Should we?
Shall we?
Wait, hang on a minute. No, I'll only do it if Andy is watching direct.
That's right. We need a live audience for this.
That being
Exactly.
said-
Tell you what, Andy, thank you kindly for the prop. We appreciate it. We cannot do this shirt yet because we don't have enough people on it. But once we do, we're gonna go the extra mile, my boy. We're gonna go with like Greek wrestling and oil baths. It's gonna be beautiful.
I've got olive oil in the kitchen.
Exactly.
Oh,
It
God.
will be an expression of culture that will show to the world our fierce, independent spirit, and will take him like 3 fucking weeks to clean.
Indeed. Now, one
Oh
show.
yeah, this is happening here, by the way. Not even.
Yeah.
Now, one show that I do want to talk about, segueing here, is
Yeah, go ahead.
the documentary series on Vice called Dark Side of the Ring. They just came off strong with 2 good, awesome seasons. They've covered so many documentaries behind the Montreal Screwjob, the Match Made in Heaven, of the married couple of Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth.
The Chris Benoit story, the Eddie Guerrero.
two-parters,
Yeah.
the two-parter.
Yeah.
And
Um,
they also did the final days of Owen Hart, which capped off the 2nd season of Dark Side.
All of which were all like critically acclaimed, excellent documentaries. The guys behind this have actually put great production value into it. They put a lot of effort, they put a lot of time into it, and considering how extensive and how detailed all these documentaries are, it's actually shocking and surprising that they can cram in a good like Cliff Notes version. Like if you don't know jack shit about pro wrestling, this is stuff that you can learn, and this is how.
So it's proper edutainment. Then.
Yes.
It's actually
Yes.
fun to watch, and I learned stuff.
Exactly.
Yes.
Also, isn't it kind of worrisome that WWE has become so big and troublesome that there's a documentary series telling you all the weird shit that's happening behind them?
Well, it's not just WWE, but it is majorly a lot of WWE people.
Wrestling in general.
Just
Yeah.
wrestling in general, because
So it's
But-
Hollywood.
because they do talk about like non-WWE related documentaries episodes, like the crimes, the life and crimes of New Jack. His stuff was all strictly ECW Extreme
Like
Championship.
I need to show you New Jack. This
Please do.
let me put it this way. This guy is so fucking wild. He is so fucking crazy that in the last recorded match anyone has ever seen him like wrestle in, it was just this random little match in some random little dinky town out of nowhere against some dude. He starts the match by grabbing a giant scalpel and stabbing the guy in the back. It's
Okay.
not a match. He just fucking tries to kill a guy.
Okay, so where do you get this wrestling from? Oh, we just sprung him out of jail.
Oh, you have no idea how close to the mark
We
you are.
literally pulled him out of the death sentence ward and just brought him here.
Ah.
And yes, we did. The Dark Side of the Ring did cover all
Holy
that. There were
shit.
many ideas that were thrown around for what to talk about for the 3rd season. One of the ideas was to document on the life of one female wrestler from the WWE who was known as the 9th wonder of the world, Chyna.
Okay.
This is gonna sound really funny in lieu of like recent events with the country of China. So let's not make any distinction. Let's just talk about-
Oh, no, we-
It's spelled CHYNA.
Oh, I know it's spelled like that, but we know exactly what it sounds like.
oh, come on.
Come
all
on,
right.
dude. Without context, this conversation is going to be really freaking good.
All right.
It's okay. Thankfully, anyone who watches us and understands sort of we got kind of fallen into a groove here with how we do the show. We open with pro wrestling news, then we have like TV or anime or movie stuff, and then we have video game stuff. So it's
That's the best thing about the Ravens flock. We have a variety of material.
In
and
that
we're also
case,
consistent.
allow me to show a small, tiny disclaimer. The Ravens flock would like to sincerely request the People's Republic of China please do not take the following commentaries as a form of offense to your government, your people, or your way of life. Keep the gulag closed. We ain't going there anytime soon, you pieces of... Anyways.
Free the Uyghurs.
Anyways, all right. So getting on to the subject.
There we go. I just fucking threw all that out of the way.
was still shit.
All right. So,
Shit!
folks, getting back on subject here. So, from her debut in 1997 all the way up until 2001, Chyna was one of the featured.
Real name Joni Laurer.
Real name Joni Law. yes, she was featured as one of the.
I'm gonna look up a
like,
picture of this woman.
She didn't really
Oh, yeah.
achieve like main event status, like big name status, until 1999 when she started wrestling in singles competition. When she captured the Intercontinental Championship, becoming the first woman to capture,
a major males championship. Now, the funny thing is the way Chyna was
She looks like
introduced.
Sarah Silverman with muscles. This is amazing.
Oh yeah, no,
Yes.
dude, like you can't deny, like,
Holy shit!
of course later.
Is this Cena, the Warrior Princess?
No, this is the woman that ate Xena, Warrior Princess.
She's trying really hard to be. Cause damn.
But go on.
Okay,
Juan.
now Chyna started off, namely as a sidekick character, to Triple H, aka Paul Levesque, where he had where in order for him to appear that he's really important and shit, she was like his bodyguard, and you gotta understand, this woman was how tall, like 6'2".
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, she was a tall woman. She's clearly built like a motherfucker. She was a shit brick house, and he would as he was like trying to talk about, oh please don't whatever you do, don't cross my delicate China doll. She's so sweet and she's so fragile. You don't want to cross her. She nutchucks the fuck out of anybody who gets in Triple H's way in the wrestling match. Her big move, she was best known for, is sneaking up behind a motherfucker and uppercutting him right into Dick Kick City. Backward tiger uppercut into the genitals.
She invented the phenomenal bull arm.
She shoryuken dudes up the butthole.
No, she shoryuken dudes in the balls from
the dick.
behind.
That's even worse. That is like backstab shoryuken into cock and ball torture. I'm
Sounds
pretty sure
kinky.
That's a fatality Mortal Kombat. Oh god, it is.
All right.
There is a fatality Mortal Kombat 9 when somebody punches a dude in the ball so hard, their skull and spine fly out of their mouth screaming.
Oh shit.
Not only that, but she was also a prominent member of D-Generation X.
Because of her relationship with Triple H. So it was Triple H, Chyna, and Shawn Michaels, the original trio, the original ones. And of course, you also had Rick Rude come in for like half a minute for a cup of coffee as their insurance policy. I don't know what the fuck that was about.
Yeah.
The point is, D-Generation X, when that started in 1997, 98,
Yes, thanks.
they were the first three ones. They were the ones who would come in, and it was a fucking wild trip. After Shawn Michaels in 1998 lost the WWF Championship to Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H basically kicked him out of the group. But this is just an excuse for Shawn Michaels to actually go ahead and walk out.
He was dealing with lower back issues.
He was fucked. His lower back was like 10 times a fuck.
His career finally caught up with him, basically.
Yeah, and for 4 years after that, he wasn't in the ring at all. So in that time, Triple H basically
Took the helm.
Yeah, he took over D-Generation X. He rebuilt it. He brought in X-Pac, who was used to be known as the 1-2-3 Kid. And he brought him in, and he also brought in the tag team of the New Age Outlaws, Road Dogg, Jesse James, and Badass Billy Gunn. Them, along with Chyna as his lieutenant on there, they reformed it. They called it for a little while the DX Army. It was such a hysterical moment that they called themselves an army.
DX Army?
No, DX, D-Generation X.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And
sorry, the Yu-Gi-Oh flashbacks are too slow.
no, I said DX, not GX.
But the Yu-Gi-Oh flashbacks
The most
are too
famous
slow.
little stunt that these sons of bitches and this crazy bitch all pulled off, they grabbed an army truck with like an army Humvee, or was it like a Jeep or something? It was like a Jeep.
No, it was a tank.
Oh yeah, no, it was a little mini tank, right?
Yeah.
And they showed up at an arena somewhere in, what was it, Georgia, Atlanta?
I think it was in Atlanta for one of the WCW tapings.
For World Championship Wrestling.
Live.
Like literally the rival company of the WWF during the Monday Night Wars, as a giant publicity stunt for DX. They showed up in a tank like, okay, you guys want a ratings war? How about a real war? We've got some major guns right here. Chyna, show them your guns. Boom.
She flexed and killed 3 people with the impact of her bicep.
Now,
Yes.
keep in mind, this is around the same year where Sean Waltman, X-Pac, recently left WCW and signed with the WWF.
So that's a good way to shake the status quo.
Exactly.
People showing up declaring war on your dog.
Like literally declaring war, and they even took the fucking time.
Invaded Iraq for the 50th time.
That was 2 years later.
That was 2 years later.
Exactly. What do you think? Started
Actually, no, 3 years later.
What do you think started it?
Yeah, good point. All right, no, but the fucking thing here, no, like one of the funniest parts about that skit, and we'll get back to the main issue here, was like Triple H was actually with Chyna interviewing fans of WCW outside of the arena, and say, oh hey, so what are you guys looking forward to? Oh, I got no idea. I got these fucking tickets for free. This show sucks. Live on the on this beautiful package. Like, what do you mean? Like, well, they're fucking giving away tickets to these shows for WCW. That's how bad that is. They can't compete with the WWF.
Well, mind you, in 1998, around that time, WCW still had momentum and they were still making money.
Everyone papers some of them.
Killed that guy later.
No,
he just. Well, we never saw that guy again. I'm saying.
That's true.
All right. So getting back on the subject, she had a career in WWE. Her last run was in 2001. She captured the WWF Women's Championship at WrestleMania.
It's been 20 years. We're old as fuck.
Yeah. Now, the really crazy thing about Chyna's career is, for the majority of the time, you could let me put it this way: she looks great.
Of course.
She looks excellent.
Yes.
She's very a pretty lady too.
Certainly.
Like they actually managed to get her in on a full photo shoot spread for Playboy magazine with her.
Wow.
It was wonderful. It was the stuff of legend.
How many young boys had strange awakenings the moment they saw those?
Now let me ask you something.
Flexing muscles.
Let me ask you something here. How well do you think she actually wrestled?
I have no idea.
Okay, for the record,
Her main technique is literally punching your balls into your scrotum. Is that still considered wrestling?
Well, let one explain.
Okay, putting it simply, with the gimmick of her fighting against guys for like the men's championships and fighting against men, those guys had to swallow a lot of fucking pride, and one of whom actually decided he wasn't going to even fucking go that far just to make her look like a credible wrestler. Jeff Jarrett, who came from a long line of like professional wrestling, like promoters and guys and people. He was Intercontinental Champion at the time. He literally said, like, okay, here's the deal. I'm not actually going to wrestle her. I'm like, there's this whole gimmick of me being like a misogynist or whatever, and I mistreat my manager, Deborah, or whatever. Like, okay, we can get with that, and I get the story you're trying to tell, and she's the good guy in this, but I'm not actually going to try to make her look like a proper fucking wrestler because she sucks. And of course, that argument devolved to, you realize we're only a year removed from me screwing Bret Hart here, me being Vince McMahon, like me screwing Bret Hart out of the World Heavyweight Championship. What the fuck do you think I'm going to do to you?
Oh, Jesus.
And so at which point Jeff Jarrett said, like, okay, no, here's what we're going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. You're going to cut me out of my contract. You're going to give me what's remaining of my contract, which was about $150,000 in cash tonight.
And I leave.
I will give you the best fucking match. I will let her become Intercontinental Champion, and then I get the fuck out. That was some dirty shit.
That was some dirty shit, and
now,
obviously,
done not quite cheap.
No, yeah, you're right. And the rest of the information on her wrestling career is on the internet. It's available for you guys to look up. Her life after wrestling, however, well, took quite a nosedive.
One night in China.
Oh.
Back door to China.
Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
You don't get it, do you?
Yeah, you get a porn star.
Okay. Yeah.
Dude, this is usually how celebrities end when the spotlight is not on them anymore and they have nothing else to do and nowhere else to go.
And then unfortunately, around, I think it was 2016.
You can look it up. You're the one who wants us to stay on task.
Yeah, that's a real shame, though. You think she could have pursued something else, like a fitness coach life or something?
You would think so, yeah. And like, of course, a lot of that came down. There was drug and substance issues as well. She tried like crazy to come clean from it for a while. Stuff didn't end well. And
around April 20th of 2016, she was found dead at her home in Redondo Beach, California.
Damn.
And died at 46 years old. And let's see here. Trying to find some.
Okay, so yeah.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Initial police reports stated that she probably died of an accidental drug overdose or natural causes.
Or natural causes, yeah.
Let's be honest, it's
like,
most likely the drug overdose.
And it was, yeah, And there was more to it. Apparently, she was also diagnosed with CTE.
What is that?
Chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
Do you remember when we told you about what happened with Chris Benoit?
Yep.
That.
So punch drunk disease.
Pretty much.
Just get that one with an alarming amount of frequency.
Pretty much. That's the one. Like, now, the problem was, apparently, Dark Side of the Ring, they were going to go ahead and produce a whole episode, a whole 1 hour special about the rise and fall of Chyna, of Joni Laurer.
Context.
Joni Laurer, the wrestler who performed as Chyna. Jesus Christ. Uncle G, can you shut the fuck up and get off my back?
I know, right?
Free the Uyghurs.
I know, but you gotta admit, it's pretty hilarious.
Free the Uyghurs.
Now he's like fucking thumbing the missile button.
What's not funny,
Mao's
however, is that
The
those
other one.
plans were scrapped.
Yeah.
Now, according to Chyna's friend and former manager, Anthony Anzaldo, he alleged that Vice TV and Dark Side of the Ring approached him about being part of an upcoming episode, to which he stated, they were putting it on Vice. It's a Dark Side of the Ring 2-hour version.
Jesus.
They want me so bad because they know the story isn't told without me. I'm not giving them the rights.
Somebody watching on our Twitch stream, but you continue, Jose.
Yeah, I am not giving them the rights while they claim they still have the rights because I signed a release when I did my sit down. He continued to dispute that he had not signed a release to Dark Side of the Ring and that any footage, including his, did not be used. He also claimed that Darkseid had offered him $1,500 to do a sit-down for what he claimed was a forthcoming episode. In response to those claims, Wrestling Inc. reached out to Darkseid producer Evan Hunzi, who issued the following statement. There are no plans for an episode about Chyna for the upcoming season of Dark Side of the Ring. At the start of pre-production earlier this year, we became aware of multiple projects that were currently in production about Chyna, and thus, we ultimately decided against pursuing this as a future subject.
Well, that's just unfortunate. Wait, the guy signed the release form, but then he went back on it somehow?
It would seem so, according to the report.
Doesn't that mean that they should be able to use it anyway, since they have legal precedence? Even if you try to take it to court, they still be like, hey bro, you signed the form, whatever.
Pretty much. Like, if you signed a legal documentation, then that's it. It's ironclad. It's finalized. You can't back out. Unless there is an out clause in that documentation, you really can't back out of it.
This honestly feels like they just basically decided not to do it because it would just be too much of an inconvenience. And this guy looked like he might drag the thing longer than it should.
And honestly, why not talk about it? Like, Chyna deserves to be remembered. As of right now, she is not featured in she has not been referenced in anything wrestling related in WWE.
No surprises there. I mean, she wasn't exactly a good wrestler to begin with, and her career on life after the wrestling story, for what you guys have told me, was nothing more than a spiral of depression. She got Hulk Hogan.
She did get Hulk Hogan, and yes, you're right. For all intents and purposes, by those accounts, yes, she doesn't deserve to be in the WWE Hall of Fame because of how she was, how she presented herself.
They still have nightmares of all the balls that she busted.
But she deserves to be remembered at some capacity.
Nobody deserves to be complete. It is said that you only truly die when you are forgotten. Well, if nothing else, we know that we sure as hell ain't never gonna forget that.
Juan, your thoughts?
Okay, you want my thoughts? I was over here in the middle of trying to work on removing some.
We got a bunch of offers for porn for some reason.
Yeah, no, a bunch of fucking stupid spam bots on our Twitch channel. Go fucking figure.
Sorry, guys, we're straight. We don't.
Sorry, we don't swing. I don't speak asshole. Anyway, okay, no,
we do not do the gay dialect.
Okay, no, for the record, I speak fluent asshole. I just don't speak it in bot form. Okay,
we
now,
don't speak sodomy. We
want my opinion as far as Chyna goes?
Yes.
Here's what's up. She really the fact that she had to leave the wrestling business as hard as she did, it wasn't actually of anything of her own doing. Now, granted, she was trying to while she was working in the company, she was trying to argue on her own merits and try to say, hey, I should earn a little extra money. I should earn a little extra for what I'm doing. I'm one of the biggest attractions to this show. And that's fine in terms of like fucking negotiating. There's only one problem. The daughter of the owner of the company just so happened to, at that time, have been banging her man.
Whoops.
Yeah. No, one of the funny things that people...
Remember, kids, don't shit where you eat.
One of the things that people accuse Triple H of, Paul Levesque of, is basically sleeping his way into the upper hierarchy of the WWE by getting together with Stephanie McMahon.
Triple H stands for triple amount of holes that he had to get to that.
Now, whether you want to say that was a political move or like it just so happened to fucking happen, that's 50-50. Up for.
It was like monarchies, partially because I need the land, partially because my dick can control itself.
Like that could be argued, and you could say whichever way. But the fact of the matter is that while Triple H was with Chyna, while they were together, they were living together, they were rooming together, they were sleeping together, they were together. They were fucking together. Triple H and Stephanie were in the middle of a storyline where she was his fucking wife, and they married her in order for them to overthrow Vince McMahon and take over the company and shit. It was this whole fucking thing.
Blurred with reality, a little too close for comfort.
And the way that wound up working out was Joni had apparently found a letter that Stephanie wrote to Triple H.
Oh, shit.
And that blew the fuck up. They clearly broke up, but she was still working for the company.
That's even worse. You have to work with the guy that was cheating on you.
Yeah.
And you were living with that guy for a while, too.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Triple H went to the triple couch for a few nights, I'm guessing.
So, what couch? Are you kidding me? No,
he slept on a ring-shaped bed.
At that point, we're not even trying to be gossipy bitches or anything stupid like that. This is shit that's been out in the public knowledge for years at this point, because both Triple H and Stephanie and Chyna had all said this shit out in public. Chyna wrote a book about this shit as part of her daily life and her shit. So this is stuff that is known. The problem is, how the hell can you continue working with someone when that someone is banging the boss's daughter and you're over here left shit pissing in the wind? That's why
there's a reason companies usually have couples don't get to work in the same office policy. Specifically because of this.
That's why when you notice seeing Chyna in the WWE ring, it eventually went down from her fighting with the other men and being on equal standing to her basically ragdolling the other women who are a foot shorter than her, and her fighting for the women's championship, which is
objective, survive.
So you can't really call it a downgrade or a demotion or anything like that, but it's this isn't right.
That just means
we can have the women compete for that, but I'm literally a head taller than them. What the fuck?
But that means that basically she was stuck in an unfair place. If she fights the other women wrestlers, she's basically Senator Armstronging the hell out of them.
Yes, indeed.
But she cannot fight properly against the men wrestlers because they by default have a foot and a half and several pounds of muscle on her because biology.
Yeah. No,
listen, buddy, you can fight the stereotypes but you can't fight Mother Nature.
She's a solid she was a solid 240 pound, 230 pound, beefy woman of death.
The problem is everyone else was still bigger than her. It's like Dan from Street Fighter. Dan is effectively superhuman. He can shoot fire from his hands, but he lives in a world where everybody can shoot fire way better than he can.
Yeah, that's true. So it's can you really blame her for the shit that happened? Not necessarily. So it is really tragic, and it is sort of sad. And my whole take on this is basically, if there was any sense of okay, I don't want any more grief. I don't want there to be any bad blood about how my relationship with Chyna went down. We should commemorate her in-ring career for the time that she was there with us.
Yes, because despite all that shit, she did break the mold. She won the Intercontinental Championship. She freaking
She also broke a lot of balls.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, that too. But, she's, like I said, she deserves to be remembered in some capacity.
Well, unfortunately.
And not just for the porn.
Unfortunately, she's mostly remembered, like many other would-be stars of WWE, as yet another person who got hit by the hard times and either died or vanished into obscurity. A number that, based on the history of the WWE, seems to be becoming a bit longer by the day.
It's fucked up.
It is.
It's a clear cut her time in the WWE is basically a huge what if situation. If if the cards were differently, and if Triple H and Stephanie McMahon weren't like in the angle, like the whole marriage angle, if they had done things differently, then yeah.
Well, to be fair though, the fact that Triple H only needed that excuse to start I mean, we don't know who started the flirting, but the fact that Triple H only needed an excuse like that to go cheat on his woman means that he wasn't exactly hands-free on this one either. If anything, this entire thing reads like a cautionary tale of why you shouldn't have romance in the workplace. It never goes well.
No, it never goes well.
Unless you're Triple H, in which case you go all the way to the fucking CEO.
CEO of the fucking company.
And your dick on that desk right there.
Fuck.
Now, Now, before you...
ass-looking motherfucker. But no. Disclaimer, I don't actually know that much about Triple H, and I don't hate him, but he seems like a pretty hateable person to begin with.
Well, here's the thing. Like, Triple H hasn't had everything handed to him. He actually did get punished during the May 1996 curtain call when Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and two other guys in the ring, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, who were Diesel and Razor Ramon, they broke kayfabe and hugged it out at Madison Square Garden. And while those two guys, Razor and Diesel, went off to WCW, Triple H was punished, and he served his penance by basically losing in a lot of matches and putting other people over.
So he got turned into a jobber for a while.
Yes, he was. Like, you gotta understand, like, this
Triple J now,
like,
jobbing.
I saw you giving a look like, what the fuck? Yeah. It's like literally like, why would you punish a guy for that? Imagine you have two good guys versus two bad guys in a steel cage match at Madison Square fucking Garden,
filled to the brim.
Which it wasn't. It wasn't a televised match, but some motherfuckers actually showed up with cameras and filmed it. I mean, at the end of the match, which was the last match of Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, all four of the guys actually went ahead, hugged it out, and they waved goodbye to the crowd. Like, but why are you hugging it out? Aren't you good guys and bad guys?
So you were expecting salt, but instead you got GG, brah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you break kayfabe, you're essentially breaking down the whole surface, like characters between two opposite sides, and you're basically revealing like a whole bunch of like secrets.
Oh, I get it. Oh, okay, I get it. It's basically
they broke the script.
It's like the actors after the climax pointing at the cameras.
Yes,
you really
don't
It's like Tony Stark dies at the end of Endgame, and you see him dragging himself away to like the crew to sit down in his trailer and have a drink.
You see him like wave away, like goodbye everyone, instead of like worse, just to make it worse here. In the little in that beautiful little hologram where he says "I love you 3,000" to everyone, he shuts it off, and as you see behind, like you see like little baby Morgan Stark, who's an adorable angel, by the way. She's like if you see like over her shoulder and Pepper's shoulder, you see Robert Downey Jr. in the background just waving to the camera goodbye. I'm not doing Marvel anymore. See ya, peace out.
Even that, he's just sitting down like eating a fucking donut.
He's a fucking donut.
But regardless,
exactly.
This is not about Triple H. This is about Johnny Lawler. This is about Lawler. Thank you.
Lawler.
It's about the Republic's People's Democracy of China.
No.
Free the Uyghurs.
It's about the ninth wonder of the world, Chyna, and in our opinion, she deserves to be remembered, regardless of all the shit that's happened. And if if you agree or disagree, go ahead and leave it in the comments. If you have any more questions about her career or anything wrestling related, anything related to that subject, go ahead and leave it in the comments or drop a question and we'll answer it. Now, unfortunately, while we know that that's not going to happen, and her recognition is basically going to be languished in the wayside until proven otherwise at a later time, another star and another project has basically shattered the entire internet.
And it all came out on Thanksgiving Eve as well. So we've all had about 48 hours to marinate in this.
Like the gravy.
Yes.
No, the way
like
the way that you would grab a turkey and if you would brine it in tasty salty water and brine it for 40.
Sour oranges in that one too.
That works too.
Nice.
This has been marinating, and people have been so impatient that the moment this episode came out, everybody just lost their fucking minds. Of course, we're talking about the latest episode of Season 2 of Star Wars The Mandalorian.
Once upon a time in space.
Yes, exactly.
The good, the bad, and the space. A fistful of space.
Now it's
the magnificent space.
Exactly.
It's no secret.
A million ways to die in space,
guys. It's no secret that by a wide margin, the Mandalorian series is the best thing that Disney has produced so far in the Star Wars series.
Controversial opinion here. The Mandalorian is a pretty good show. Don't kill me. Listen, I know how Star Wars works. Listen, we all have our differences, but we can all agree that so far The Mandalorian has been a pretty dang good show. And so far it has remained more or less away from the main mythos of the series until now. Some funny shenanigans went down in the most recent episode.
Hang on. Juan is the best person to tell it.
Go ahead, my dude. After all, he is our regular Star Wars guy.
Yes, indeed.
He was the only one of us that managed to watch the most recent sequels without violently projectile vomiting all over the screen.
Another hot take here for you. The sequel trilogy isn't perfect, but it's all right. I can stomach it.
Now you can kill him, please.
Go ahead, try. I can break myself and still come out about it. No kidding. No fucking kidding.
Yeah,
no,
that's right.
my shoulder over here for like the first 3 weeks of this month, it had been hurting and agonizing pain, and now it doesn't even fucking feel like there's anything there anymore. So yeah, go ahead. If I can do this to me, what chance do you motherfuckers have?
What can I do to this man that the world hasn't already?
I know.
But
Exactly.
anyways,
Okay.
So to round it
Once
up,
upon a time in the land of Zoom, our favorite silver helmeted badass Mando, the Mandalorian, has been tasked with a mission in this season. He has been tasked to take everyone's favorite cuddly mascot, the little baby Yoda.
for the record, its name until now was simply
The Child.
Baby Yoda is just something the fandom made up with, and let's be honest, the advertising companies just ran with it.
Of course. Why wouldn't you?
Because Disney says, no, branding!
It's catchy.
Branding!
No, see, no,
Branding!
no, Baby Yoda. It's Baby Yoda TM.
TMCR.
Exactly.
All right.
No,
What?
okay.
Go on.
Okay, he's been tasked to take this little infant back to its people so that it can be raised among his own.
Makes sense.
There's a problem. Mando don't know where the fuck to find his people. All of a sudden, in the previous episode, he's surrounded by other Mandos, by other Mandalorians, characters from the Star Wars Rebels series and the Star Wars Clone Wars series, known as Death Watch.
So now we have a solid connection between this and the main continuity. if you can
Which
call
is
it.
kind of funny. Which is actually kind of fucking funny. One of the characters, her name is Bo-Katan. She is the head of this group of renegade Mandalorians. For the record, the one thing that I'm actually like weirded out about isn't, oh shit, she doesn't look like the character. Yes, she fucking does. She looks exactly like it.
Ah, yes.
As a matter of fact, she looks exactly like how her character looked.
Isn't she the sister
in
of Snoop Dogg?
No.
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 That's someone else.
That's someone else. No, you're thinking about Sasha Banks. Ignore that. She has nothing to do with anything. Sasha Banks sucks. Anyway. No, Bo-Katan here. What? Don't give me that look. Don't give me that fucking look. What the hell has Sasha Banks done? You tell me, Jose. You tell me.
All I remember for this, because I haven't seen the episodes yet, is that the most disliked female of the internet, Anita Sarkeesian, came in to complain about the fact that a Mandalorian armor dared
For
to
the
have
women.
boobs. This resulted in not only her getting ratio to hell, but a fantastic artist on Twitter whose work I would like to plug in. He's called Sheriff Rust. He has his own YouTube channel. Please look him up. He drew big-titted tomboy Mandalorian, and it became basically the next bow set for like a whole week.
Wow.
Also, please check out his comic. He's working on a comic book called Iron Ranger, which looks pretty cool.
All right.
All right,
Juan,
cool. Okay,
continue.
so
That was
I'm
my
continuing.
vlog, sorry. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I'm trying to continue here. Now, the thing that I was complaining about is that she looks exactly like how her character looks in the Star Wars Rebels series. The only problem is, this is supposed to take place 8 years after Return of the Jedi. The Star Wars Rebels series takes place roughly, it finishes at like 2 years before A New Hope.
So we got some.
So that's
time
2,
slowing
8,
going.
that's 10, 14 years.
So she should
Nothing.
look way older.
She should look a little older. Just a little. Just a little older.
She suffers from comic book time disease. They only age when it's convenient to the plot. You know, the same way
Okay.
you can throw like an
I'm not-
entire presidential speech when you throw one punch in a comic panel.
Yeah.
It's like that before age.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, that's my only gripe. Okay, so she's actually tasked him, no, here's what you're going to need to do. That baby is a Jedi Padawan who somehow survived all the way from the time of the Clone Wars. He's not a newborn. You have to remember, this infant is 50 standard years old.
That's true. His species is far more long-lived than the average person.
Yep, and it's still an infant stage.
Aliens
So,
and shit.
oh, and by the way, hang on, I forgot. This is a giant spoiler warning. Spoilers.
Wait,
Spoilers.
Spoilers for a show everybody can't seem to shut up about. Fair warning right there.
If you don't want to get
Free the Uyghurs. Oh wait, that wrong.
We already
thing.
stopped.
Wow, bro.
Free the Mandos.
Free the Mandos. Yeah.
Free the Mando titties. The Mandalorians.
If you
Wow.
don't want to get spoiled, tune out right now. Juan, continue.
All right. So
Tomboys are professional.
she's over. So Bo-Katan's telling the Mandalorian, like, okay, you can't take this baby to its actual race. Because we don't know where the fuck that race is.
There's
No
a
one
swamp
does.
somewhere,
It's
I think.
swarming. No, not even. No, Yoda's not from the swamp
That's right,
planet.
he
Dagobah.
migrated to the
He
swamp.
migrated there. No, what you need to do is you need to find Jedi. The Jedi are extinct. There aren't any more. Yeah, about that.
Yeah, listen, they are
Like, what the fuck, man?
Listen,
Look.
they are the face of the franchise, and Disney. What the hell are you talking about? Anyway, the
Oh, no,
point is,
The
Jedi
point
are
is,
not gone.
I'm gonna point you to one Jedi. She's alive and she's real good. She can help you take care of this baby. Her name is Ahsoka Tano. Oh! The mascot girl of the Clone Wars, the
the record.
bestest girl, a Skywalker, but in all but name, by the way. She's like a baby sister to Anakin.
Honestly,
And
yeah.
Angel, for the record, I am sickened and disappointed in that disgusting little comic you shared of this fan art of Ahsoka and Anakin getting married. They're like siblings, goddammit. What the fuck?
That only makes
Boo!
All right. My Last Jedi by J.J. Abrams. Onto the planet of salt that is Juan's soul right now.
All right, so
Yeah, and yes, for the
Bit-
record, Ahsoka is a fantastic case of proper character development. After one season of being an insufferable pain in the ass, the following 6 seasons of the Clone Wars CG cartoon actually made it into a genuinely beloved character, to the point that people are actually happy to see her again.
and she also
How is that for proper development?
made a return in an episode of Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah, the series of Star Wars Rebels, yeah.
Bountiful butt cheeks.
Mm-mm.
Do you think that the butt cheeks also have freckles in them?
Who knows?
Who knows?
I mean,
Now that was the last time that Ahsoka was ever mentioned. Juan, continue.
Does he show up in Rebels? That's the one.
That's what he
talking
just
about.
said.
Just said.
Where
Yes, and she fought Darth
for a
Vader.
while.
She fought Darth
Which
Vader.
was honestly one of the best episodes of I'm not afraid of you, then you will die braver than most. I'm like, oh
She
shit, wasn't
fucking busts
expecting
in,
that.
saves Ezra out of there.
Jedi is not revenge,
No,
is not
not
the
the
Jedi way.
I am no
I know Jedi, bitch. Square up. You want this hand?
Square up,
Let's go,
thought.
motherfucker. I'ma give you the smoke. Well, okay.
Oh shit! It is Anakin.
I am.
No.
I'm paraphrasing here, but that was basically a gang war, right?
It kind of was, but it is
Yeah.
it is beautiful and it's tragic and it's sad because the way that she left the series before it ended was they accused her of the Jedi and the Republic accused her of a crime she didn't commit.
That's
She
right.
went to try to clear her name.
Nope.
It worked. She got her name cleared, and the Jedi, in their fucking ignorance, was like, "Hey, so all's well that ends well, right, dude?
No.
Guys, what
The hell.
Yeah.
the fuck? You guys didn't trust me." I was trying to tell you that I didn't do, and you didn't fucking trust me. No, fucking, I'm bouncing. Anakin was the only one who's like, no, this is bullshit. She needs to stay.
That is actually incredibly sad when you look at it this way. The organization you dedicate your entire life to learning from turns their back on you the second they sense a hint of suspicious, and the one person who sticks for you proves them right.
What?
Shit.
Just another highlight in the
Nor-
Jedi's.
The galaxy's kind of shit.
Nora's watching. Our friend Nora Otaku's watching us on YouTube. Hello,
Nora.
my royal nerds and my arch nemesis Angel.
Oh, wait.
How
How did
the-
that happen?
When the hell did that happen?
I shouldn't be surprised that you made an enemy.
I have a nemesis. That is cool.
Okay, so
Should I
Join-
start practicing my evil speech next time?
So
Go on,
with the
Juan.
whole thing of that, with Star Wars Rebels and her and Darth Vader fighting, she
yep.
busts his mask and you see the eye of Anakin.
The fact that they got his voice actor for the actual series to portray the role.
She's like, I'm not going to leave you, not this time. Then you will die.
The fact is that he didn't actually try to sound threatening. He just sounded
Then you
resigned.
will die.
You will die. I'm like,
And they
oh,
fucking
shit.
fucked off,
My
but
soul.
somehow she fucking survives after that. Somehow
She
he.
survived because she had white lightsabers and she used white power against his black armor.
Jesus Christ, no! No!
Better Lives
Stop!
Matter
Can we
is
cut his
my
mic?
version
Do we
of
have the
BMF.
ability to cut his mic?
Not digitally. Yeah.
You can't stop the truth, pendejo.
Yeah. Suck on that.
You
Oh!
only prove to the world that you are afraid of what I have to say.
No, because what you're saying is fucking terrible.
And it makes no sense.
But am I wrong, though?
Yes.
But am I wrong?
Yes.
That means that I'm right.
No, it doesn't.
Your contrarianism only proves the strength
Put it
of
back in.
point.
Oh my
I'm
god.
like the fucking Shang Tsung of this Mortal Kombat. I'm gonna eat your souls.
Angel,
God damn it, all right.
Anyway, after a really epic battle that, as predictable, ends inconclusively because we need Vader alive for the sequels, Ahsoka basically says, okay, Ursa, listen, you're still the main character of this series, so I can't take all the spotlight for you with my bitchy lightsabers, so I'm not gonna go now. Goodbye.
She bounces off right up until the ending of the series.
Yes.
So we know that she survived there. Also, in the Rise of Skywalker movie, yes, Angel, I'm bringing it up. No, I'm not sorry. Because
Go ahead. Go ahead.
as much as people like to
This
argue,
is why I hurt you, because you say shit like this.
go ahead, hurt me. See what
Oh
happens.
no, I don't wound the flesh. I go for the heart.
Go on, Juancho. Rise of Skywalker.
In the giant scene at the end where you see Rey's half dead and she's communing telepathically with the
You
Force.
can hear her voice.
You hear
though
the
they
voice of
never
Ahsoka
met
Tano.
before, but the Force works in mysterious ways. Whatever, Spirit Bomb.
Yeah. Okay.
Spirit Bomb, Ultra Instinct Jedi.
All right. Now, back to the Mandalorian. How they made it work.
Now, excuse me. I had a Starburst in my mouth. I had to get that in because I need the sugar rush and I need the saliva.
The Force is made of juice.
So, for years, fans had been making fan art and speculations and all this stuff. Like, who would be a great actress to play a live-action version of Ahsoka Tano?
Good question.
Some folks were actually arguing that Ashley Eckstein, the voice actress for Ahsoka, would do a good enough job.
Could have pulled it off, I think.
She might have been able to pull it off, and you'd have the same consistency in the voice as well. Ashley Eckstein respectfully declined on that. The next clear and obvious choice that folks saw, like, okay, the way that she's got this empowering fucking stance as a grown woman in Star Wars Rebels,
Establishing dominance.
Yes.
folks could only think of one woman, and thankfully, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, in their hysterical meta wisdom, went ahead with this fan casting dream come true.
Boomst.
Rosario Dawson, an excellent character actress. She could sing, she could dance, she could tangle with Daredevil and tell him to shut the fuck up because he's being a hypocritical dick. You gotta remember, she was in the Netflix Daredevil series as a
Yeah.
nurse who would keep passionately like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're not all that badass.
Listen,
you need to
stop whining so much. If you don't want your knuckles broken, stop punching people, you little bitch.
But I have to. Justice. You have to shut the fuck up.
Justice
listen,
is blind.
You know what isn't blind? Your insurance company. They're gonna start questioning all these broken bones are coming from a lawyer. I'm a lawyer. That's why I get broken bones.
Shit.
More
So-
iodine.
So
Go on.
somehow miraculously Rosario Dawson showed up in this latest episode of The Mandalorian, and she stole the fucking show. You see her in a couple of scenes where she's hiding out on this one fucking planet, and you have these goons coming after her. She's got a cloak over the same outfit that she was wearing on Rebels, the same like fucking uniform and the same twin white lightsabers, and she is going full on beast mode.
We are also briefly reminded that Mandalorian armor of high quality can resist lightsaber impacts.
Because once she's done cleaning house with these shit canned fucking little goons,
She turns at him and you see a health bar appear and he
You
just goes, shit.
you see that, and what he's actually blocking her lightsaber strikes with his fucking gauntlets and shit.
That
You gotta
was
remember,
pretty
that's
cool.
Beskar iron. That's like Mandalorian armor iron. That's lightsaber resistant. That's why he got it like that. It's why one of the first beautiful shots that we get of the Mandalorian series after he gets his armor upgrade. One of the first shots you see is literally him busting out, kicking ass. Motherfuckers are shooting at him at point blank. Dink, dink
Zero
off.
damage.
Off nothing.
Like,
Zero.
Let's just put it this
Beautiful.
way. They build up the first episode of The Mandalorian on him getting a single ingot of the stuff. And it's played to be as the most important thing he could get. And the rest of the series has been just proving him right. This thing really is that rare. It is that valuable. It is that hard to make. It's worth it. Because even if nobody around is walking with a lightsaber anymore, the fact that you have a suit of armor that can withstand lightsaber impacts, the one-hit kill weapon of the Star Wars universe, should tell you something.
And rightly so. Like I said, he actually engages her in like trying to block lightsabers almost literally with his bare hands.
Royal Guard.
She knocks him the fuck down, and before she goes in for a killing stroke, and he hits her with a flamethrower. It burns her cowl off. He hits her with the fucking grip wire. Yep. The tripwire shit. Ties her up. He backs away. She cuts the fucking thing off. She's about to take his fucking head.
She jumps over.
Yeah, no, that's right. No, she's still tied up. She jumps over a tree while he's still tied up, and he's fucking dangling. And that's when she fucking cuts it off.
Consider the fact that if this had been tried on anyone else, this would have worked.
Yeah, except you got to remember.
He blocked the attack, distracted her with a flamethrower, just so he could put her in a position to grab her with a wire. Against any other fighter, that would have been the end of the fight. But he's fighting a Jedi who's been surviving for years, so this is a little above his level right now.
This is above his pay grade here.
He was able to even hold his own for more than 10 seconds against a seasoned Jedi Master, who herself was able to fight Darth Vader to a stalemate, is nonetheless a very impressive achievement.
It's nothing short of a fucking miracle.
It wasn't an S rank, but it wasn't dismal either.
And just as she's about to take his head off, he pulls his quick draw pistol. And he's just stop, Ahsoka Tano! What the? Oh, you know my name, bitch? I was sent by Bo-Katan. I need your help. Her first words out of him when she's got her twin lightsabers trained. I hope that what you need concerns that. And you see over his shoulder, little baby Yoda's just like watching them fight in the fucking background.
This is cool.
Yeah, I come in peace. See this baby Yoda? That's my mascot of peace.
I come in peace. Now stand down, holy shit.
Like, oh god.
The glow sticks away. The rave, it's over. The ecstasy will come down any second. Just, is that your hair or like an extra organ? I always wondered that about your species.
That's none of your business.
Right,
it's gotta be an anatomy book somewhere.
Somewhere. Before I forget, Nora did say that he's a superior otaku than me, LOL.
Wait, is that why you're her mortal nemesis?
Why, yes. Bastock on my drawer, filled to the brim with animesque memorabilia and browing envy.
They have...
Congratulations!
So they have
For
this...
what?
They have a little campfire scene. They're actually talking and actually fucking, like, getting to know each other properly. Like, okay... I'm supposed to pass this baby off to you. Apparently, you're a Jedi. It's a Jedi. You can train it. Get it away. I'm not supposed to.
Listen, I only got paid this much for babysitting this thing. Just.
She's like, and she's looking at it like, I can't help you.
Womp.
None of the what? What did I just go through all this for?
I just went through a season and a half of bullshit for this. I got my ass beat by Gina Carano. That part was kind of sexy. Anyway, point is, I went through some shit because of this.
What was her reasoning?
Why do you think at this point in time, Luke Skywalker is out and about traversing the galaxy rather than putting his feet down and beginning the new Jedi Order yet?
Is he trying? I forgot. What was it? Was this during?
Remember, this is a couple years after Return of the Jedi.
Oh, then I don't know what he's doing.
At this point, he doesn't think it's time to try to actually bring back the Jedi. He's got himself focused on a mission of like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and collect as many artifacts, as much information, as much history about Jedi and about like the Force and stuff as I can, just so that I have another understanding of this shit so I know what the fuck I'm going to do.
He's a hoarder.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda. And Ahsoka, reasonably so, doesn't think the Jedi can survive in this new universe. She knows why.
Yeah,
she knows.
She's been on both sides of the bullshit cake. And to be fair, though, is it really a good idea to leave the baby with Ahsoka, who clearly has way more enemies than the Mandalorian? And let's be honest, she's a fugitive. That means that there's either bounty hunters looking for a Jedi head, a bunch of assholes that want to basically start trouble, and whatever remnants of the Sith are wandering around starting shit and looking for Jedis to kill.
Not really the Sith. It would actually be the Imperial remnant.
The
you got to remember,
it's pretty damn big.
No, you got to remember, yeah, the Empire's pretty damn big, but it's also pretty damn dead. The official governance of the Empire is
That's
gone
falling
at this point.
apart.
So every single Imperial 2-bit warlord with a handful of Star Destroyers and loyal enough fucks who are willing to follow his lead basically said, like, I am now the Empire, I am now the glory and the light and the way and all that
The
shit. Like,
Galactic Empire basically fragmented after the Battle of Endor.
Oh, so it's just the Galactic Soviet Union now.
worse.
The Galactic USSR now.
Worse.
Go on, tell them.
You know every stand that was made out after the Soviet Union?
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. To be fair, though, considering that those people most likely follow the philosophy of the Empire and they would see a Jedi's lightsaber as a fantastic trophy on their wall, one could argue that yes, leaving the child with Ahsoka at this point would be far more dangerous.
Besides, it appears as if Ahsoka's got her sights set on another mission. She's not just aimlessly wandering about the galaxy. She's not just running for dear life. She has a goal. She has a mission. She's on this one planet for a very specific reason. What she went ahead and did, she found what looked to be a temple, and she found a guardian of this temple who is armed with a spear, a metal spear.
Okay, go on.
So, like, Ahsoka rolls up into town. This spear lady, she is knocking the shit out of Ahsoka, and Ahsoka likewise. This spear is also made of Beskar metal. It's lightsaber proof.
Oh, so she's expecting company.
She's expecting company, and it just so happens to be Ahsoka, which is the company that she was expecting. So we have another beautiful little fight. But of course, Ahsoka being much more talented in combat and having been around the block, I've checked. We know. You know.
I know.
You know.
She's been playing on Dante most
He
high
knows.
difficulty for like 2 years and getting
Ahsoka has had a very hard life, but she can't rest yet.
Whoa, ho. All right, go. Bring the legend back to life and all that.
She's looking for someone.
Outer Jedi heaven.
No.
No. What is she looking for?
Don't start
Now
that
tell
later,
me-
'cause we
no,
know he's dead at this point.
No. She disarmed this lady with the fucking spear, and she's only got one lightsaber in hand at this point because the other one got knocked into a lake or something, but she'll get that later. Now tell me, where is your master? Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Oh.
And that is when I think that's probably why I was having some digestion problems today, because I was stuck in the bathroom. Because I lost my shit!
He nodded so hard it discombobulated his digestive system.
Was that the end of the episode after that?
If I'm not mistaken, now here's the fucking problem.
Hell of a way to end the episode, let me tell you.
No,
I know.
the thing is, Grand Admiral Thrawn, for those of you who are not big on Star Wars, he started off as one of the first expanded universe big badass characters. A villain, of course, a member of the Empire. He was an alien. He's blue.
He was part of the Blue Man Group.
Yeah, he was like blue skin, red eyes, black hair, very beautifully composed. The thing about this guy is that he's a military genius. He is a tactician, a master manipulator of troops and of strategies and all this shit. He's like, okay, if Darth Vader is the blunt hammer,
He's the fine.
the fine scalpel. He's
Yeah, no.
exactly. He's that dangerous.
That's one of the
And
reasons why people liked him so much, aside from his charisma and powerful dialogue, is the fact that he's one of the bad guys that doesn't rely on either brute force or shooting lightning out of his dick to solve his problems.
he was just smarter and
Yeah.
better, and it
It's
was
just
well
really good
earned.
strategy.
There was an entire trilogy of novels with Thrawn in them. It's written by Timothy Zahn. When the expanded universe became the Legends, the folks at Disney and Lucasfilm were like, you know what? Let's go ahead and bring Grand
It's
Admiral
a good
Thrawn
thing,
back.
too, because remember, this happened long after Disney essentially on canon all those extended universe books.
And
everybody blue balled.
And what they did with him is that they brought him back as an antagonist for the Star Wars Rebels series.
Nice.
When that came out, I was like,
Cool.
shit!
Nice.
No, these guys are in trouble. If he's even half of the character that they made him out in the expanded universe, they are fucked.
Damn.
They were 10 times fucked. And you know how fucked they were?
How fucked?
At the series finale, Ezra Bridger and Grand Admiral Thrawn are grappled in a life and death battle in the bridge of one of his Star Destroyers, the Chimera. And what Ezra Bridger does in order to save his homeworld and save his group of rebels, him and Thrawn, he takes their fucking Star Destroyers, jumps it into hyperspace, and fucks off to God knows where.
Literally put a brick on the accelerator pedal and spin the wheel.
Which is why, like, you have this beautiful little mural at the end, and you have Sabine Wren, the Mandalorian girl who's part of his ragtag bunch of misfits, like, looking fondly at a picture of Ezra that was made. And we saw at the end of that, of course, she was met by Ahsoka Tano, so we know that those two survived. But the fact that Ahsoka is looking for Thrawn, that begs the question, holy shit, how is Thrawn alive? And holy shit, is Ezra also alive? Holy shit.
This is awesome.
So that means that we're getting proper continuity from both the expanded universe and the much well-liked Star Wars Rebels series into the We're taking all the best, most liked parts of this universe and trying to just glue it together, like make sure it doesn't come out too bad.
And you know what? It's working.
It is working, but I think we can all agree the moment that we saw Ahsoka Tano on TV, everyone lost their shits. Because that is like the most talked subject right now.
Exactly, which is why I've got it as one of the hashtags here, so people better be clicking and watching on the Rates Walk.
I believe you had some insight that you wanted to offer in regards to Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka Tano.
Yes, please.
Delicious touch of good old online controversy to spice things up.
Of course.
Oh God, here we fucking go.
The good news is that this has pretty much already been debunked as essentially somebody trying to horn in on the popularity and try to get a rich family to pay them money. Here's the main problem that's going on. Now, Dawson is a pretty beloved actor. She's appeared in Rent, Sin City, many DC animated movies, Marvel's Netflix show like Daredevil, and
Pussycat Dolls.
You dork. Pussycat Dolls.
Josie and the Pussycats,
among the majority of the fans. She confirmed that she was interested in this since 2017. So we're seeing a long-term project work here. Now, here's the main problem that's going on. Give me a second so I can find what's going on here.
By all means, go right ahead.
Outside of her acting career, she is known for being quite a philanthropist and social justice advocate. She supports several charities and non-profits working to ameliorate issues like climate change, domestic violence, youth homelessness, and the rights of women and the LGBTQ ABC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So overall, she seems like a pretty cool person. Now, apparently, somebody tried to file a suit against her for allegedly harassing, discrimination, and physical assault of a transgender man named Dedrick Finley. Now, here's the deal. The suit was filed in October by Finley, a longtime friend and personal handyman to the family. According to the report, Finley moved from New York to Los Angeles to renovate the Dawson home, as they promised him a consistent flow of work and a rent-free residence upon location. At the time of the offer, the Dawson family knew Finley was as a lesbian woman. However, after moving to the West Coast and coming out as a transgender, he claims that the Dawson's relationship with Finley changed dramatically. He claims that Rosario and her mother engaged in verbal and discrimination abuse against him. They claim that the Dawson family would deliberately misgender him and try to evict him from the home. In a physical altercation with oversaid eviction, they allegedly held him down while he was assaulted. He also claims that they stole his phone during the confrontation. One, supposedly violent enough to leave him hospitalized. To be clear, this is all alleged. No solid evidence of any of this has come out.
All right.
In the New York Daily News, the family's legal counsel called the suit baseless and he has yet to go to trial, making matters complicated. Dawson came out as a member of the LGBT community herself in February in an interview with Bosso. Still, some are not happy with this. Now,
how recent is that news?
About a few days ago. Now, here's what I call complete and utter fucking bullshit on all of this.
Go for it.
Okay, go ahead.
First off, allegations. We all know how much weight those actually have without evidence, and the answer is zero. There's no actual records of any abuse, nor any actual records of hospital stays. And more importantly, the fact that this suit came out, based on what they're telling us here, mere days before the statute of limitations concluded. So we have dubious accusations done right at the moment when the actress gets a massive role that highly increases her fame, money, and fortune by somebody who is very clearly trying to draw victim points. I'm calling complete horseshit on this. And the fact that Dawson herself is a well-spoken advocate and supporter of the LGBT crew, and the fact that she has worked to actually help the people in the LGBT community several times throughout her career means that this is ultimately, as far as I'm concerned, nothing more than a very ungrateful jackass trying to take advantage of the family that helped him to get some quick money.
And basically decided to try to ruin Rosario Dawson at the right place at the right time.
Exactly. The fact that they pulled this out, supposedly this has been happening for so long, but they decide to do this now, at the height of their popularity. Just moments before the statute of limitation goes zip, zilch, nada. Come on, bruh.
No.
That shit is kind of sus.
That is
It's
very
pretty
sus.
sus, dude.
Juan, your
Okay,
thoughts?
And the fact that by the way, the accuser still hasn't brought any solid evidence to support their claims.
Has there been any statements from Rosario herself?
None whatsoever.
Except from the
Her
family and her
lawyers
lawyer
are
said
literally
this,
going, nah, this
this
is
is bullshit.
All right.
Okay, very
So
simple.
What is it with this cultural thing we're doing today when you accuse somebody and somehow the accused is supposed to prove their innocence? If you accuse somebody, isn't the burden of proof on you?
Exactly.
Apparently, everybody forgot that for some reason.
Okay, here's my fucking take on this. This guy's an asshole. I don't care what gender you are. If you're being an asshole, you're an asshole.
Asshole is a gender neutral.
Asshole
term.
is gender neutral.
Asshole is
Whoops.
gender neutral. They make no mistake, folks.
Now, I actually forgot to do something over here. Hang
Yeah,
on.
go
let me
right
just
ahead.
plug something up here.
Take
Bleep.
your time.
And bleep.
We haven't
Okay.
recorded anything. Everything has been in silence.
No, everything's fine. That's just for power.
Live, bro. Go on.
That's just the
Nora
power.
is reading our lips.
That's just the power. That's just a power cable there.
Yeah.
Okay, no. This motherfucker's got some serious balls trying to pull this shit right as Rosario Dawson comes out and debuts as Ahsoka Tano live. For fuck's sake, guys, don't try this shit.
How incredibly convenient.
How incredibly petty.
Wait, fun little fact. You know how long it takes me to falsify tweets?
5 seconds.
30 seconds. I counted. It takes exactly 30 seconds to falsify an account and post whatever you want online in someone else's name.
Jesus
The only thing
Christ.
that gives you away is the dates. But that change doesn't change the fact that from now on, we must take tweets with mountainous buckets of salt. Because it is that easy to falsify anything anyone says on Twitter.
That is
Like,
true.
I'm not even worried about it being on fucking Twitter. The thing that I'm fucking pissed off about is this piece of shit trying to do this stuff. Like, okay, you feel like someone's wronged you, that's fine. But if you're going to be trying to take legal action, you do that on the fucking day. You don't wait however long it took for the statute of limitations to come to an end. You fucking take that right then and there, and you come correct with proof. You said they hospitalize you? Bring the hospital bill. You said that they took. You said that they physically assaulted you. Get photos taken. Take a Polaroid. People are making Polaroids a thing again. I remember when I was a fucking kid and we wanted to try, and I got into a fight. I got a black eye from this kid, no, from this other dude, and my family got so pissed off that they wanted to try to take the legal responsibility on the school. We took pictures of me with my black eye on the day it fucking happened.
It's not that difficult because
It's-
if it's that serious, then the smart thing to do would be to take it to the authorities immediately. And why don't they do that? Because the authorities ask questions. But if you
Yeah.
put it online, where the screaming crowd of idiots with pitchforks and torches are ready to scream and jump down the throat of anyone with even a little bit of fame, it is all too easy for the societal mob to scream and shout.
Moral of the story: come with receipts. Asshole is a gender neutral term, and Rosario Dawson did a great job as Ahsoka Tano.
Yes,
Exactly.
you did.
Yeah,
Now,
the voice is different, obviously, because it's
Yeah.
Rosario Dawson's voice, not Ashley Eckstein's voice. But
Not by Ahsoka.
no, it was some asshole was
The
actually
Japanese
saying that.
dub was
All
better.
right,
Angel,
all right,
you're cutting out of
gentlemen.
frame.
All right, gentlemen, I do want to chime in right now before we move on. I agree with both of you on all accounts. However, I do want to say this, and this goes in all subjects. Allegations. Like, here's the thing: they should not be dismissed. They should not be. They should be taken seriously. Like, not to say that they're not supposed to be taken seriously. Like, they should be taken seriously, but at the same time, as these two gentlemen have concluded, without any solid evidence, without anyone to testify, without any substance behind those words, then at the end of the day, those accusations are just that, words.
What's one of the first rules of 4chan or B?
I forgot. There's been a
Pix or GTFO?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Pix or it didn't happen.
You said it yourself, Joe. Allegations should be not outright dismissed, but looked at seriously. However, that means that they must be properly scrutinized in every angle. Not for the matter of innocent or guilty. It's the matter that sometimes always believing the victim can be just as bad as never believing the victim.
That's
Precisely.
true.
With that being said,
investigate.
if you guys liked it, like, how do you guys think about how they
Oh,
handled
Nora's over here saying I have to agree with Angel on this. Thank you. No,
Oh,
she's
I
making
love
sense.
Yeah.
Why?
And,
And she freaking hates me, so you know that we're on the same page.
I know,
Yep.
right? And folks, if you're watching, go ahead and leave your comments. Like, if you guys liked how the Mandalorian portrayed Ahsoka Tano, if you guys are a fan of Rosario Dawson, like, if you have any questions about that, go right ahead, because I do want to jump ahead into the world of video games. Now, Angel, I know that you had plenty of time during the Thanksgiving weekend to wrap up on one of the newer games that came out on the Nintendo Switch called Sakuna of Rice and
Ruin.
Ruin.
Yes. Now, admittedly, gaming news have been a little weak, so you're just getting gaming reviews and some pop culture shenanigans from me.
Yeah.
So here's where it gets fun. This is the two games that I played throughout the weekend. The first one is Godfall from I forgot who, made by I forgot when.
Godfall.
Do I have to research for you?
I'm researching
Let
here.
me look it up real quick. Give me a second, because let me tell you guys, I'm struggling to remember anything about the game.
Here,
right now.
Juan's gonna do it. I don't want you to split your brain into.
Right, so let me talk about Sakuna of Rise and Ruin. It
Go
came
right
out for the PS4 with very little fanfare and very little advertisement. So
I thought it
feel-
also came out for the Switch.
It also came out for the Switch, but no one cares about the Switch.
Okay, Godfall.
Oh,
Godfall was wow. Godfall came out. It was produced by Counterplay Games and published by Gearbox.
Oh god, Gearbox. You may remember them as the ones who made Borderlands. And Borderlands 2. And Borderlands 3. And Tales of the
The
Borderlands.
pre-sequel.
And the pre-sequel of Borderlands. No, there's Tales from the Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
Borderlands is still popular.
Surprisingly, not as much ever since 3 kind of fucked it up with the plot. But anyway,
Oh well.
I digress. Godfall is supposed to be a story about, I guess it's like a modern cybernetic interpretation of mysticism, some weird combination of Nordic and Greek mythicism. And I must admit, I was actually very attracted by the aesthetic of it, because I like the idea of medieval cybernetic knights. It's kind of fucking cool. Unfortunately, the cool only lasted until I actually started playing the game.
Oh no, what happened?
This game has a 6 out of 10 review, and let me tell you, all of it is 100%
Well earned.
To begin with, the story is just kind of
Oh no.
it's very cliche, very I struggle to remember the names of the characters right now or their motivations.
Ouch.
It's just not bad, it's just very dull. And unfortunately, I could live with a dull story, but the gameplay suffers from a severe case of Western action game syndrome. As if the best way I can describe it is very pretty lights, lots of particle effects, but the actual mechanics of the game feel slidey. You know, like you do an attack and you can see the character's model just, you know, click and drag to the nearest thing.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, combine that with a lot of fighting arenas that are just straight hallways into open areas, followed by more straight hallways into open areas, very little exploration or secrets to find. It is just a very pretty looking game with what I can only describe as painfully average mechanics.
Oh,
It's a
no.
shame because I really like how it looked, but I don't like what I got.
Damn.
Give it to Platinum Games next time. You know what I'm saying? Give it to an Eastern. Give it to Hideaki Itsuno or Matthew Ward.
Or
Those
give it
guys
to
you
any,
can work with.
or give it to any production studios that could make it better.
Give it to somebody who actually knows the combat. Listen, Ghost of Tsushima, I can forgive the slidey combat because it has enough other mechanics like the exploration and the stealth.
Yep.
You know, to keep me entertained. Like every time that I see the main character slide like 3 feet to the next enemy, I just raise my eyebrow and go, "Fine, I'll live with that."
But
this game is focused almost 100% on the combat. So when your game's meat is combat, you better make sure the combat is good. Because you know what is my fucking bar of quality right now?
What?
Devil May Cry 5. Soon to be Devil May Cry featuring Virgil from the Devil May Cry series, special edition with new Virgil mode, a Hideo Kojima game with new funky mode. But
Alright,
okay,
go
so
on.
after Devil May Cry 5 came out and basically shattered all records when it comes to quality action, third-person hack and slash, any other action game that comes out has very big boots to fill. If you cannot at least get close to the feeling Devil May Cry gave in my tingly bits, I'm going to start looking at you in a harsher light. I'm sorry, I'm biased. I can't help it. Point in case is, I expected something, I got less than that. I got below average.
Wow.
On the other hand, we got Sakuna from Rise and Ruin, which is, I'm not going to get into it too much, and I'm going to be talking about this 5 hours, which is a fantastic farming simulator disguised as an action game.
You've got 10 minutes where you can talk about it.
All right, well, you play as Sakuna, the bratty daughter of a god of war and a goddess of harvest, who, through her own foolish actions, ends up getting demoted, basically, to the lowly realm with a bunch of humans to survive in an island full of demons and trying to get back your divine standing. You split the game between the seasons of summer, spring, fall, and winter as you till the land, prepare the fertilizer. The game goes very in-depth into the whole rice farming simulator thing, to the point that it is genuinely more complex than the combat itself. The combat is some basic hack and slash with, you know, light attacks, heavy attacks, special moves, lots of acrobatics and flying through the air. Pretty fun. Surprisingly, like, well made.
Wow.
And, you know, you go outside during the day to hunt down demons and carve their delicious meat for food and collect ingredients when you send the humans to also collect ingredients.
I love how this baits and switches you almost like, oh, it looks like this big action game. Oh, you're playing as this divine princess, like goddess, and you're fighting demons and shit. Oh, wait, surprise, motherfucker. It's a farming sim. It's a People make fun of Death Stranding saying that it's a walking sim.
No, this is the real sim.
This is the real sim bait and switch,
Oh
man.
my goodness.
I expected stylish. I got welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker. And yes, the game is surprisingly in depth about that, as you have to calculate and manage both your day-night cycle, the seasons, temperature, water, fertilizer, insect, bugs, ducks, animals to describe tilling the land. I actually gotta get some ice.
Moisture, the temperature of the water, the toxicity,
between
the
the stock shoots, the toxicity of your fertilizer.
the positioning of the stock shoots. You over here telling me how you were pissed off at like, oh, your character leveled up on it and she's able to plant 8 at a time, and they're in a perfect circle instead of like in a grid.
It's a grid. The field is a grid, but she's planting in circles.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
Now, this may sound a little overwhelming, but thankfully it is not. The mechanics are introduced time by time, reflecting how Sakuna herself is learning to be a better farmer through the hard work that she does.
Which is hysterical because she's supposedly a goddess of harvest and of war,
Well, those
but
are her
she's
stairs.
shit at harvesting.
Yeah, she relied on her gifts for a little too much, but now she's like, get on the ground and start digging, mother. Anyways,
Go on.
If you can't taste the clay of the earth in your fingertips, you ain't doing it right, son.
if the dirt is not under your feet, if your hands are not callous for swinging that hoe to till the land every
Swing
winter,
that hoe.
swing them hoes.
Swing them hoes,
And,
for
you know,
God's
the
sake.
story itself is a very nice and charming coming-of-age tale about how an arrogant, bratty child becomes a better person and learns to care about her subjects and just generally kick some ass. And yes, you will genuinely find yourself going, man, I gotta stop fighting these demons already. I gotta get back to my farm on the rice. Oh my goodness. Now,
Wouldn't this actually, now that I'm actually thinking about it, the way you describe this, isn't this like the perfect dream come true for people complaining about Mary Sue character roles?
in a sense, Sakuna is gifted with everything she could have. She's perfect at everything until she isn't.
Until she isn't
She's
anymore.
basically a Mary Sue kicked out of the Mary Sue seat and being forced to earn her power. It's surprisingly good, especially when when the story comes in and she starts dealing with things that she herself cannot do with all her farming and fighting skills, and she needs to rely on the lowly, pitiful humans that she once utterly ignored. It's a surprisingly good tale of character development for everybody involved. It's genuinely pretty good, and the game barely got any advertisement, so I would like to recommend this to anybody who enjoys action games.
It's
with a bit of
available on the
farming,
Switch, on PC, where else?
and PS4.
And PS4.
So if you want a good action game with a surprisingly in-depth farming mechanic, please look it up, because the farming is the only way you level up in the game.
This is
You better make sure that rice is good, buddy.
That's incredible.
Indeed.
This feels so silly.
But also on the same side, like, as far as Godfall is concerned, I don't know. I mean, every video game has its audience. Let's make no mistake about it.
This one doesn't.
Are you sure about that?
Bro, this guy...
Remember Lawbreakers?
Came out and was forgotten by the general public.
Do you remember Lawbreakers?
No.
Well, see,
Exactly.
Lawbreakers is remembered because it was a hilarious failure. This suffers from the worst problem.
Failure to launch.
It's forgettable.
Yeah.
See, people will play a bad game for the hell of it, and they will play a good game because they want to. But a mediocre game,
No one is going to play it.
Yeah, no one's going to play
they
it.
don't launch, dude.
Yeah, at least bad games, you get something out of it.
At least you get some amusement of the game being broken or just shitty in general.
Just
But
take a
the
look at Sonic 06, for
I know,
example.
But
And
what-
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Hey, fuck you.
Nope.
But yes.
Ow the itch.
Shadow
But
the Hedgehog.
At the same time, that's the worst part. Like, the game is just uneventful and just boring. It's not bad. It's just not good.
It's just there, taking space on the shelf.
Yeah.
Anyway, I returned it because I'm like, fuck this.
Okay.
Now, moving on to other... I'm not sure if I can call this gaming news. This is more like a gaming report of news.
Go ahead.
As we know, the indie scene has been thriving and providing ever since people began to lose some hope in the AAA industry.
Yo, EA, free Hong Kong, bitch.
Oh, God.
Specifically, the
Free the Uyghurs.
AAA Western industry, with its increasingly WWE-like practices, has begun to lose the trust of the public. new video games coming out at $70 is already pretty goddamn bad. New video games coming out at $70 with on-launch DLC, massive patches, and still broken mechanics is quite frankly pretty damn worse. As a result, the average consumer has become quite a bit more selective on what they want to get their hands on. So they go to indie games, which usually offer a new experience, even if it's not exactly what they're used to. But make no mistake, indie developers are also subject to criticism because they got a bit of an ego problem, and this motherfucker got taken down quite a bit of a peg by the online community. So, the lead writer for the English visual novel Necrobarista, which none of us has ever heard of, apparently desired even more attention as they were harshly criticized for dismissing Gen Urobuchi's classic horror visual novel Saya no Uta, labeling it as just porn. For those of you who know what Saya no, just porn. To those of you who don't know what Saya no Uta is, it's considered one of those, oh Jesus Christ, why would somebody write these visual novels? It was made by the team known as Nitro Plus, who is known for doing some really fucked up shit, and directed by Gen Urobuchi. You guys know what this guy did.
Tell us, for those who are
Magical
not.
Girl Madoka? That's him. Fate Zero? That's him. He's the man who went on record on his own interview saying that for some reason he wanted to make heartwarming stories. Let me give you a little synopsis of what Saya no Uta is. The main character of Saya no Uta is a young doctor who suffers a terrible head injury.
Yep.
He's saved by a medical experiment that saves his life but completely fucks up his brain. As a result, the entire world looks to him like it's covered in meat and blood and viscera. People just look like bloody monsters made of innards to him. All food tastes bad. Everything smells like death and blood. And he's been living with this condition for 3 months.
Jesus!
By the time the novel starts, he's considering suicide. And then he meets this beautiful looking girl.
Oh, God.
She's the only one that looks beautiful to him. She's the only one that he can get close to, and he starts a relationship with her. But here's the question. If the world looks to him like a Combi Christ music video, what does she really look like if that is what she looks like to him?
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Shenanigans ensue.
Oh, no.
Needless to say, this is a not very well known, but still very well loved novel. In fact, many people who heard of Gen Urobuchi's work through Madoka Magica were introduced to this novel because of him. This particular fellow, the lead writer for the, quotation, award-winning English visual novel, was harshly criticized, extremely criticized, because he started talking some shit about the Steam sale, which had a bunch of visual novels of dubious writing quality, including Nekopara, which is, well, let's be honest, it's just catgirl porn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the web goes like this. He says, interesting company we got here in the visual novel section of the Steam sale. This Saya no Uta game looks pretty fluffy. Might pick it up. And after he was responded to, he commented, alright, some people are reading some wacky shit into this and getting real mad, so here's the clarification. I am simply pointing out that the humorous juxtaposition of Necrobarista, a multi-award winning visual novel about death and coffee, and straight up porn. He's talking about his own visual novel and calling it multi-award winning. I played the first half hour of it. It's just kind of shite. Wish we could be in the section away from it. Yeah, visual novels, but not like that. And he says, please, I'll take it. As per usual, the developer had no backbone to stand up for his misinformed opinion, deleting a series of tweets and protecting his Twitter account as to his safe space and escape the negative, well-deserved criticism.
Wow.
Damn, son.
So this guy was basically trying to come out and say,
Look at him and laugh. Because he looks exactly like you think a person like that looks like.
Oh my God.
God.
God damn it.
He looks like a parody of a fucking
Isn't that the same asshole who's trying to, or is that a different asshole?
That is,
who's trying to ruin things?
That is a different asshole.
Okay, remember, asshole is gender neutral.
This is the kind of person that would try to dox somebody for their hairdo in Animal Crossing.
That is so ridiculous.
Individuals knowledgeable of the many positive qualities of the Japanese visual novel were not willing to allow such a classic to be pelted with disrespect, so they started talking some mad shit to this dude, and he got gloriously bitch-slapped by the online community. Isn't it beautiful when the mob comes together for a good cause?
Indeed, it is. I'm actually glad about that. Like, okay, this guy was clearly coming up with something that was meant to be a little more existential, a little more cerebral and psychological, and it was just dismissed out of hand just because because of the anime aesthetic. Yep. Like, oh, so it's porn then? You guys all like porn? Isn't that all like?
And now it's time to talk about some of the
Motherfucker.
responses he received that caused him to run with his tail between his legs.
Go for it. Read them off.
The thing people took umbrage with was them saying that it was an award winning, as if the others were beneath theirs for having adult content inherently. Also, Saya Nobuta was literally in the screenshot, dipshit. Even I don't have the highest opinion of Gen Nobuchi, but you need to be either extremely arrogant or extremely naive to not notice the influence of Saya Nobuta or the entirety of the Nitro Plus company while we're at it. Why is anyone surprised at Western game development elitism, which is sadly a real thing?
Elitism.
Japanese game developers have been taking huge creative risks and delving deep into story-based games for years. All you have to do is put together baby's first screenplay levels of writing to be nominated for the best story.
True.
I know there's plenty of whatever dribble on the Japanese BN side, and they make up the overwhelming majority of visual novels, but I don't expect I'll ever see something on the level of Saya Nouta or Subahivi ever get released on the Western developer because of their obsession to sanitize the shit out of everything.
Okay.
And it just goes on and on and on and on, and this guy got ratioed so damn hard by the public that he basically shut it all down, turned around, and ran. In the words of Glorious Frieza, like a bitch, Vegeta.
Like a bitch.
Like a bitch.
Vegeta, do you see that monkey? See him run, Vegeta. Did you
Watch
know my
this
voice
monkey
vocal-
run.
Did you know my lungs were completely fucked during the... Oh yeah, fun fact, the voice actor for Frieza in the Broly movie, the original one,
Yeah.
due to his like breathing problems, his lungs are basically at 30% capacity.
Oh shit.
Go listen to to Frieza again in the movie and see how good he sounds.
I will do that, but everything that you just mentioned, yeah, this seems like a really clear case of the dude trying to start shit, and he got shut down immediately.
Oh, he got shut down. The fact that he tried to oversell himself with this
Multi-award winning
visual novel that no one has ever
Ever
heard
heard of?
Yeah.
Like, motherfucker, you really want to step up to
You-
Jano
like,
Noguchi and
okay.
Nitro Plus?
You have to remember. Okay, this guy's supposedly a Westaboo. He's
Yeah.
Western
Dude,
writer.
Dude, he's got the side color.
That's not what that doesn't even fucking matter.
You know he looks like a Tumblr drawing in real
Okay,
life.
no, that's not even the fucking point. Like, so they're a Western writer, right? Trying to come
Yes.
after a Japanese writer.
They're basically
Okay,
talking
you
shit.
got to remember, we got Western writers. Like all I have to do is say the name Ernest Klein, and you tell me how great, like the greatest heights of Western literature is right now. The motherfucker's in the middle of writing Ready Player 2,
Ugh.
and.
God. You mean Reddit player 2?
No, that's just it. People were so pissed with him when he came out with Ready Player 1, aka the Gamer Bros were right all along the story.
Rise Up Gamers, the book.
Oh.
That- now he's trying to-
Can you believe the fact that the movie is seen as a better adaptation because it doesn't shove all the references in your face?
And it's still not that great.
It's still literally fan service, but at least it's not fan service tinted with gamers.
Like he
rise
doesn't
up.
use the like the. So by the way, we're almost out of time. But spoilers, he doesn't in Ready Player 1. The motherfucker doesn't use his newfound wealth and power over this digital world of the Oasis to try to improve other people's lives. He
Hell
just
no.
uses it to get himself a nice pad and a nice girl on his lap. The fucking end. That's not what you fucking do if you inherit a massive virtual reality
You
that's
are
worth
God.
gazillions of dollars.
Dude.
And then Ready Player 2 is like they came out with this fucking paragraph that was leaked out that of him saying like, oh no, I saw the birth certificate of this person and it says assigned male at birth, but you know what? That doesn't bother me. Only a true gamer and only a true internet person will understand that that gender is just a construct anyways. Like, no, you don't have to be just a true and powerful gamer boy who earned the Oasis or
Bro.
whatever the fuck. No, it's like
Sometimes it feels like actual trans people would rather go to 4chan and feel all the raw unabashed hate than dealing with this fucking pandering.
it's so
They
sad.
have glued their mouths to your bum hole and are just sucking the shit out of your
Like, dude, okay, Ernest, this is no time for human centipede. Get off. No,
Ernest,
no,
Ernest,
no, down, down,
Ernest,
down.
there's another Ernest called Hemingway
Down.
who did this shit
down.
way better than you.
Get down.
Maybe you should take some lessons from him.
Pretty much.
Except for the suicide part, please don't.
No.
Yeah,
Oh no.
Don't.
No,
Sorry.
we're not doing that.
We're
No.
not getting there yet. But point
Yeah.
in case is, we live in a world where Ready Player 2 is beginning to exist.
So
Do not.
no, there's a fucking erotica book by this one guy. I don't remember the guy's name. He comes out with book after book after book of the most bizarre, schlocky erotica ever. It's clearly an American dude, and he came out with one of like, an erotic book of a Trump supporter dealing with his self-awareness and having sex with his self-awareness in humanoid form after
like
Trump lost. No, it's just this dude, like this
banging another dude.
No, banging a green blob that's in humanoid form because it's the embodiment of his self-awareness.
Jesus.
It's not even a person.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, he wrote Trump derangement syndrome, the book.
The worst. It's worse.
This is retarded.
This is mentally deficient.
I gotta make another Twitter.
No. You know what? You said
deficient
it was
is
justified.
No, this is mentally deficient as fuck.
The
for real.
brain is there, but the signal is not reaching the rest of the body. Okay.
Okay,
First
so
off,
you want to come correct about like this guy being a multi-award-winning dude? No, he sounds like that one bitch who's doing that, who was in the middle of that Omegaverse lawsuit shit, and somehow poor Lindsay Ellis got dragged into it only because she wanted to talk about how fair use and all this stuff was going on.
We would like to send our thanks to Lindsay Ellis for granting us the comedy of that shit show.
With prejudice.
And I would like to send my sincerest, heartfelt condolences to Movie Bob, who was promptly shot down. Goodbye, oh sweet Don Quixote, hunting your Dulcinea for all.
Oh, hey, K-Storm's coming in with whipping.
Hey, K-Storm, what's up?
I can't try anything.
May I?
It's.
You'll get some when you get the rest
cream
of it.
cheese.
Yes. All right.
So-
now, while these gentlemen here
Good
are
stuff,
licking
thank you.
off the cream off the things, we are running up. We're running up of time, so I'm going to go ahead and chime in. Now, what I'm about to say actually applies to two stories that we've just covered. The story where this asshole tried to pick a fight with the Eastern artist
And got destroyed.
and the allegations against Rosario Dawson, which
I was about to say Gina Carano until I realized Gina Carano doesn't give
no.
a shit.
I think we can all agree that both of these scenarios are lead to a very important life lesson, which is pick and choose your fucking battles.
Also, fuck the haters.
Well,
For real.
well, that too, yes, but more importantly, pick and choose your battles wisely. Like in both scenarios, like you're trying to come after like a popular figure with. In Rosario,
With little to no evidence.
With little to no evidence, with no substance, all sizzle, no steak.
At the moment where they're about to step into the spotlight again.
Yes, exactly. And it basically both of these stories are no-win scenarios because there was no original thought for what these should I call them perpetrators? Like
They might as well be, because
Yeah.
let's be honest, the only
Player
way you
haters.
can- the only
Player
way,
haters,
the only
yeah.
way
That's
you
what they
can walk onto this stage and talk mad shit is if the only way this person could come out anyway looking good is if they had solid, conclusive evidence that they were truly abused, physically or verbally, by the people that they once worked with. Instead, you come out at this point as suspicious as possible with no receipts.
yeah, and the same can be applied for the story that you just told with this guy.
Actually,
trying
no.
to
That's a
search it.
different. That's
Well,
more a
this is-
different story. That's
but-
more.
No,
Back to-
no, see, this is worse. This is you're stepping onto the ring talking about how much ass you're gonna kick, but you're a skinny little shit with arms that look like twigs. And the other side is, what's the name of that wrestler with the rising sun theme?
Oh, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke Nakamura is waiting on the other side, and the dudes with the violins are fucking ready to go.
Okay, hang on. No,
The theme song is ready to start. The health bar is feeling, and you're a goddamn level 1 little shit walking on there and going, yeah, I can take this fucking mountain of Asian muscles.
Yeah, pick and choose your battles. Don't talk shit if you're not gonna finish it.
Don't advertise if you ain't selling, honey. That applies
Exactly.
to all walks of life.
Exactly, and I think that's a great way to cap off this edition here. Thank you very much for sticking around with us. Hang on.
Suck it, Vince.
All right. Well, while I'm playing that, I actually want to mention to you folks that even though we didn't get to do any of our programmings of Los Amigos Play and the Wednesday Night Wars, next week we return Thursday nights on Instagram at 10 p.m. Eastern with the continuation of the Wednesday Night Wars, where I will sit down and review both wrestling weekly editions of AEW Dynamite and WWE NXT, myself and my partner, Mr. Juan Arau. However, next weekend we will not have another edition of Los Amigos Play and the Raven Swap, but we will return the week after Which is, according to my calendar, let's see. December 12th.
Look at that.
Hey, I ballparked it. Yay!
Saturday, right?
That's
Yes.
a Saturday. December 12th is when we will return for another episode of the Ravens Flock and for another episode of Los Amigos Play. But one thing you can be certain of, folks, is that we have a variety of shows for you to watch. That's what makes the Ravens Flock different from every other channel. If you don't want to sit down and watch us talk about important stuff, then tune in for Los Amigos Play and watch us play video games and have fun. Terrible. If you're a fan of wrestling, so tune in Thursday nights and watch me talk about wrestling on the Wednesday Night Wars. If you don't have time to watch any of the shows that we produce live, then we have an extensive library of podcast episodes of the Black Files that's available on all audio social media outlets.
Speaking of which,
Shall I go ahead and plug us away?
Go right ahead.
Thank you very much for watching this week's live stream edition of the Ravens Flock. We once again encourage you to share our programming, to share our content, and share our message to you and to all your friends as we continue to work every single week to make your voice our mission. And until next time, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/The Ravens Flock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/The Ravens Flock Online, home of the Wednesday Night War every Thursday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern. Search for our uncensored interview and review podcast, The Black Files, on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher by searching #The Black Files. Consider supporting the Ravens Flock on our Teespring store, teespring.com/stores/the-ravens-flock. Use our promo code FSHIP2020 for free shipping on all your purchases with us. And of course, tune into our programs every single Saturday afternoon from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Eastern for Los Amigos Play Live, and 7:30 to 9 p.m. Eastern for the Ravens Flock Live on twitch.tv/The Ravens Flock Online and youtube.com/The Ravens Flock. Home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play Live, and the Ravens Flock Live.
All right, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. This has been the last weekend of November live edition of our flagship show. We are the Ravens Flock, and we